the pants are for breast cancer awareness, which all my guys wear pink in October. And we give a portion of our inspections. We haven't given Susan Buchanan, but this year we give it to the American Cancer Society for their breast cancer thing. Haven't talked to the guys into wearing pants yet, but I did get the shirt on for it. So hopefully we can get that.
Did you wear pants though at the?
Oh yeah.
Area power.
Should have clarified that. And to dovetail on what you said, I use the pants on my family too. My daughter told me, said, "Daddy, you wear those pants again?" I pretend like you're not my dad. And I said, "Well, if you mess up in school, I'm coming to your class. I'm gonna mess up, Daddy. I won't." Well, let me start off by saying there's two things that I want to say that we do a little differently than other home inspection companies. But before I do that, I do have a giveaway. I'm going to pass this hat around, and we use this hat on new construction inspections. A lot of the new construction inspections, because OSHA regulations now require that you wear a hard hat if you're on the property. And those hard hats that they pull out of the floorboard of their truck are not very fashionable. So I decided all my inspectors have hats that they can provide you and your clients. So I'm going to pass this around. You can put your card in if you would, and I'll show you what you might win. This is a flashlight, but it's also something you've seen before. Yeah, it is a defense mechanism. And there was an unfortunate incident up in Salisbury a couple of months ago. But this is a flashlight that you can carry if you're in an open house or something like that, and you don't have any control of the people who come and see your open house. And let's suppose, PJ, of course, you could probably handle yourself without this stuff, right? But let's say that you're at the open house and somebody comes to see the house, and you're showing them the house, and obviously you don't have time to do a background check. So you're showing them the house, and they decide they want to get a little bit too friendly or unfriendly, however you classify that with you. So you can take this flashlight, and it obviously, it's a flashlight, but if they do decide to do a little friendly with it, I'm sorry. Extra food, extra place. Sorry. Oh, you have one. Good deal. So I'm going to give one of those away. And it does work well. It's not just for looks. One of my inspectors forgot to turn it off. I sit down on it, and don't be wrecked. So it does work very well. Well, two things I want to tell you that we're doing. There's two things I think. You have a lot of choices in home inspection. The one thing we like to try to do is wow your client, and also not scare your client with awareness language. And part of what we like to do with wowing your client is taking advantage of technology. And one thing that we do is we use GoPro cameras that you see up at the top of that pole there. And then that pole extends out. It's a 30-foot pole, and then there's another 4 feet on it. So we can see, and I've got an app on my phone that goes with the GoPro. I mean, anybody has GoPro. And I can take a picture, I can take a video of what we're seeing. So this allows us to see the top of chimneys or, those tight areas in an attic that you just can't, But anyway, so that allows us to see things that other inspectors can't see. Another thing that we like to do, if we can't get on the roof, pending FAA regulations, they're supposed to be coming out with some licensing in December. And we have 3 of these now, and all of our guys are training on them. And when the FAA comes out with a license, we're all going to test for it. But it's a GoPro camera attached to a drone. And this is so that we can see slate roofs that you can't walk on, or very, very steep roofs, or things of that nature. And I have some home inspector friends in other parts of the country that use them. And the client is really like it. And hopefully, if we can wow the client, you'll wow them by recommending it. But having said all that, and all the technology, and all that stuff's great, and I know what you're thinking, man, don't bring that stuff up. That just gets scary. I don't think it will, but we do understand, not to alarm the client. I have my real estate license. I've had it since '95. I don't compete with you guys, but I do go to all the real estate, take my update every year. And I get it. I get the main reason, the complaint that people have with home inspectors. They use language. They scare them. And people are already very stressed in the buying house. They're going through a new job, new city, new child. All they need is a home inspector to push them over the cliff. It's all about putting it in perspective. Tell them what you find, but put it in perspective. For a house this age, it's like I get a physical every year. The doctor tells me, "Hey, you're in pretty good shape for your age." Who says that for your age? And I thought, an inspection is like a physical for a house. And I always tell people this house is in pretty good shape for its age. So we tell all our inspectors what to say and what not to say. And one other thing that we do is those little nitpicky items like missing cover plates and things of that nature. How many of you have ever been nitpicked on home inspection? A lot of little nitpicky items. Well, things like that, I think about the time an inspector takes a picture of it, puts it on their report, puts it on the summary request, you put it on the repair request, put it on their the re-inspection, we have to re-inspect. We could have just fixed it. If we can fix something in 5 minutes or less, let's just fix it. It's so much easier. It's easier for you guys, it's easier for us. So all my inspectors, we sat down and came up with a list of things we could fix in 5 minutes or less. And all my inspectors carry toolboxes, and we carry cover plates, we carry that insulation to put on the Freon lines, lubricant for the doors and windows, try to get those unstuck and that sort of thing. So anyway, that is all I got, except one last, I'm gonna leave you with a story. Speaking of, trying not to be alarmist, I wanted to tell you guys, GFCI outlets, how many of you guys ever come across that? GFCI outlets are not required on houses that were built before 1975. In 1975, they were required in bathrooms, and then they were staggered in on other places. It's okay to have non-GFCI outlets. But I did want to tell this little story. If you ever get an inspection report or something like that saying you need GFCI outlets in an older house, call them, because you don't. So we try not to scare them like that. But a quick story. You guys ever remember when you were kids, so if you're old like me, that you had to unplug the TV when you had a thunderstorm? Do you remember that? Because what would happen? Lightning would come, right? I always thought this was just my parents' way of, making us stop watching TV. But it's true. It really happened. Because if you got those old ungrounded outlets and lightning hits the telephone pole, it will come through and zap your TV. It really happened to us. And quick story, my brother and I were sitting there watching TV. We were watching this electric company or something. And thunderstorm came up, boom! It hit the telephone pole like 3 houses down. It was loud, I mean loud. And it literally, our TV went whoosh, and you could actually see, you could smell it. My parents were fried. And unplugged it, and it was hot, smoky. So we unplugged it. We had no TV. Back then you didn't have Walmart. You had to order from Sears. Remember those days? 3 weeks we had to wait for a new TV. So we're waiting for a new TV, and finally we go to Sears, and we pick it up, and we bring it back. And we don't have an entertainment center or anything. So we're like, where are we going to put this thing? Put it on top of the old TV, because it was like one of those pieces of furniture console deals. And I didn't think anything about it. We just kept on watching TV. And fast forward 10 years. I'm in sophomore in college. I have a date. It wasn't my wife. My wife didn't give me permission to tell this story. And this may be why I didn't turn up with my wife. But I had a date, and we went to see Jeff Foxworthy. You remember Jeff? Anybody know Jeff Foxworthy? If you're smarter than a 5th grader. And his original routine was you might be ready. If you're too drunk, if you've ever been too drunk to fish, you might be ready. Well, he's going through his routine, and I'm sitting there with my date, and we're laughing. We're supposed to go meet my parents after this. It's that day. And his next joke out of his mouth was, if your working TV sits on top of your non-working TV, you might be ready. And I'm thinking, everybody's laughing but me. So I had to excuse myself to go to the bathroom, but we didn't have cell phones then. I had to find a payphone. Mom, put something over the TV. Trust me, just put it over the TV. I don't want to know I'm a redneck yet. But my wife knows I'm a redneck, and she's okay with it. This is my wife. If you ever call us, you probably talk to her on the phone. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I went so long, but I need to figure out who wins those out. The winner is Sold by Debbie. Sold on Debbie. Sold on Debbie. Thank you so much.
Right, folks.